Hey folks, and welcome to the Truck King YouTube channel. Sitting next to me is the Honda Ridgeline, considered by many to be the weird, awkward, dorky stepchild of the pickup truck world. But the Ridgeline just received a redesign and a kit full of goodies from HPD, that's Honda Performance Development. And I think this truck is looking pretty good these days, and it's gotten me asking the question, can we finally say that the Ridgeline is cool? Let's start by talking about this HPD package, and again that stands for Honda Performance Development. And I think the most eye-catching thing, of course, is this set of 18-inch bronze wheels. They have these little machined kind of pockets or dimples right in them that are pretty cool. And I mean, like I said, that's the first thing that really catches your eye when you see this truck. Now, when you go HPD, you're also going to get these plastic fender flares here. You're going to get decals on the rear quarter panels. You're going to get a badge on the rear end. And then up front here, you also get a unique grille, which really helps to bring it together. And then this truck today, the color is not unique to HPD, but I think this red is probably the most eye-catching color you can get on a Ridgeline, because if you look at the Ridgeline's color palette, I'll show it to you here, it's basically just a whole bunch of whites and grays. You have a red and a blue. Those are your real color choices. So anyways, with this red and the HPD package, I think this is the most eye-catching Ridgeline you can get straight from a dealership. I think you can tell that even Honda knows that the Ridgeline has a bit of an image problem, because in 2021, they updated this truck. Now, the bones stayed the same, the powertrain stayed the same. What changed was the styling, and then we had the addition of this HPD package and a whole bunch of other accessories, things like a tent you can put on the back and bars up there for your roof, or you can attach a kayak. So I think Honda was really paying attention to the pickup truck market, the larger pickup truck market, and that market has been demanding accessories, way more accessories and way more customization. All of the other automakers are doing it, and now Honda is doing it as well with things like HPD here on the Ridgeline. Now, like I mentioned though, the basic specs remain the same. This is a 3.5 liter V6, naturally aspirated. It makes 280 horsepower, 262 pound-feet of torque, and that is sent through a 9-speed automatic transmission. Here in Canada, all-wheel drive is standard on the Ridgeline, but in the United States, you still can get a front-wheel drive version of this truck. When you opt for all-wheel drive, the tow rating on this Ridgeline is 5,000 pounds. And now we can go take a look at the door jamb sticker to see what we have for payload. We're looking at 1,477 pounds of payload. I did mention nothing has changed back here at the back end of the Ridgeline, but it's always worth showing off the Ridgeline's trick, dual opening tailgate, so you can swing it open, and that gives you nice close access to the Ridgeline's trunk. This is an extremely deep trunk. This is an idea that Hyundai borrowed for the Santa Cruz. However, the trunk in the Santa Cruz is not nearly as deep as what you're going to find here in the Ridgeline. Otherwise, you got the bed here, a couple tie downs in each corner. I do appreciate that. And there's also a little storage cubby over here, which we can open up. It's actually frozen. There we go. And a nice 400 watt plug, which is back here in the back end. So nothing changed here at the back, but nothing really had to. There's a ton of features. Plus, don't forget truck bed audio. This is still the only truck that has speakers, or rather Honda says they are exciters, built into the walls of this bed. Now I'm behind the wheel of the Ridgeline, and I want to start by talking about the differences here between this truck and the other mid-sizers in the class. And there are some actual concrete differences, and then there's just some feeling differences, and we'll get into that. So the Ridgeline, of course, is a unibody truck. There's no axles underneath. It's independent suspension all the way around, and it is front-wheel drive based, all-wheel drive. Now, a traditional pickup truck, something like a Toyota Tacoma, you're talking about body on frame with a couple of axles underneath and real mechanical four-wheel drive with a transfer case. So all of that means that here in the Ridgeline, the drive is very comfortable quiet. It feels like you're driving a modern crossover or even a minivan, honestly. It's just this well-sorted experience, but it also is just a little boring and a little bit soulless. Toyota actually caught flack for years, and they said Toyota built appliances, cars that would run and run and run, be super practical, but just didn't have any personality. And in this segment, that's sort of what the Ridgeline feels like. Now, Honda is trying to address it by putting all of this cool stuff on the outside of the truck, but they didn't change the way it drives. So from inside, this is still just the same old boring Ridgeline. Is that a bad thing? No, it is not. For the right person, the Ridgeline is an excellent product, but and again, this is coming down to just a feeling, but you can just feel it. The Ridgeline is a different experience from a Tacoma or a Frontier or a Ranger. If you want that more traditional, classic pickup truck experience, and most people consider that to be pretty cool, well, you got to get one of those. If you are looking for something that's more muted, calm, and boring, the Ridgeline could be the truck for you. No, it's not real four-wheel drive, but the all-wheel drive system here on the Ridgeline has always stood out to me. One of the things it does, I think better than most, is torque vectoring. In the middle of a corner, especially a snowy corner where maybe you're losing some grip, the Ridgeline is able to send its power to the outside wheels, and it's something that you absolutely feel from behind the wheel. Mid-corner, as long as you're giving it some throttle, you feel the truck kind of rotate a little bit, but not in a dangerous way, in a very safe and controlled way. And that is something that you don't feel out of any other truck, because four-wheel drive doesn't do that, and I do appreciate that out of the Ridgeline's all-wheel drive system. Well, folks, we have arrived at the end of this one. So how do we answer the question, is the Ridgeline cool now? Honestly, I can't answer that for you. You have to go below right now into the comments and let me know what you think, because it's just too subjective. What I can absolutely state as a fact is that Honda has spent quite a bit of time on the styling with this Ridgeline, and they've gone out of their way to introduce packages like the HPD package to allow more customization, and I think that is definitely a good thing. So like I said, please now go below, leave me that comment, let me know what you think of this truck. As always, while you're down there, don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, hit join to become a member, and then come right back here to Truck King to see what we are testing next. See ya.